Welcome to online video lecture class of medical biochemistry. Good morning to all. Here I am presenter Dr. Shubir Kumar Mondal going to present medical biochemistry topic. Today I am going to discuss the topic nutritional importance of foods, its second part, and it is the final part. Previously I told the first part or primary part of this topic. So let's begin the main session. At first I am going to discuss what is trans fatty acids or trans fat. These trans fatty acids or trans fat is the burning question today in modern era, because naturally or chemically trans fats or trans fatty acids are mostly unsaturated fatty acids. We know polyunsaturated fatty acids or monounsaturated fatty acids all belongs to the category of unsaturated fatty acids. Unsaturated fatty acids are the most important fatty acids that are essential for our health, and it's also cardioprotective. It also protects our health from various types of stress and various types of negative effects from various types of harmful foods. But these trans fatty acid or trans fats, chemically they are unsaturated fatty acid, but they are acting like saturated fatty acids. We know saturated fatty acids are really harmful for our health because it is the main responsible agent that causes atherosclerosis. So what is trans fat? Trans fat or trans fatty acids are chemically classified as unsaturated fatty acids but behave more like saturated fatty acids in the body that elevate most harmful cholesterol, that is called low density lipoprotein in our blood. So trans fat or trans fatty acids, why I am discussing this topic and why it is burning questions in all over the world, because all food producers or all food production house use these trans fats or trans fatty acids for increasing palatability or savory of different types of commercial foods. And trans fats or trans fatty acid productions, it is the chemical reaction by which liquid oils, all kinds of vegetable liquid oils are forcefully turned to solid fats by the process of hydrogenation. And what is hydrogenation? Hydrogenation is the biochemical process by which all liquid types of oil are converted to solid fats by simply adding hydrogen atoms. Hydrogenation increases the shelf life and flavor stability of foods. Indeed, trans fats can also be found naturally. Naturally, several types of natural foods such as milk, ghee, these are natural agents, and various types of flesh, pork, buffalo fills, chicken. Several types of flesh also contain these types of trans fats. Indeed, trans fats can be found in a laundry list of foods including vegetable shortening, margarine, crackers. Various types of our favorite foods that includes biscuits, crackers, breads, chocolates, chips, several types of snacks foods, processed food, fried foods, different types of foods contain these trans fats. These trans fatty acids are found naturally in small quantities in some foods including beef, pork, lamb, buttermilk, that is told earlier. But most trans fatty acids in the diet come from hydrogenated foods or from commercial foods. Most interesting thing is that we all are fried food lovers because we can't resist ourselves from eating the fried foods. Of them, French fries is most common. All types of restaurants prepare these types of food, but we have to know these all kinds of fried foods or these French fries, most delicious, most savory French fries contain a harmful chemical that is called acrylamide. Acrylamide is a harmful chemical that easily causes cancer or easily can cause mutation inside our cell, and it is also responsible for developing several types of systemic diseases such as hypertension, diabetes, respiratory problems, obesity, etc. Foods high in trans fats, French fries, cheeseburger, several types of sweet pies, chicken nuggets, ghee, donuts, these all kinds of food are most favorite among the people all over the world, but we have to know these kinds of foods are enriched with trans fatty acids. Now, we have to know the important thing, what is fat sparer? Fat sparer means fat protector. We know when we have sufficient amount of carbohydrate inside our food, means glycogen storage, in then glycogen or carbohydrate just act like a fat sparer. When there is sufficient amount of carbohydrate inside our body, fat will be preserved inside our body. Body burns carbohydrate in presence to fat. That means when carbohydrate is available, it's catabolized first. Next, fat will be catabolized to give energy. This fat sparing effect of carbohydrate, this is called fat sparing effect of carbohydrate. Now, what is protein sparers? Protein sparers mean protein protectors. Carbohydrate and fat are protein sparers. We know protein gives us energy 4 kilocalorie per gram, but we don't use these energy from protein because proteins are most important for cytoskeleton formations and it is the most important part of our cellular structure. So, if there is a question of energy generation or energy giver, at first we have to know, or at first we have give the priority to carbohydrate and fat, not the protein. When the diet contains an abundant amount of carbohydrate and fats, almost all the body's energy is derived from these two substances and very little is derived from proteins. So, both carbohydrate and fats are the protein sparers. Now, another topic is nitrogen balance, most important topic. So, what is nitrogen balance? It is the equilibrium condition where nitrogen intake and output will be the same. Nitrogen balance occurs when amount of nitrogen consumed equals that of nitrogen explorated in the urine, sweat and feces. Nitrogen equilibrium occurs when intake of total nitrogen is equal to the total loss of nitrogen from out of the body. Two types of nitrogen balance usually found, positive nitrogen balance and another one is negative nitrogen balance. So, positive nitrogen balance generally found in healthy adults, healthy people. When nitrogen intake exceeds nitrogen output, then it is called positive nitrogen balance. So, what are the conditions for positive nitrogen balance? Growing infant or growing children condition, pregnancy or pregnant women, athletes who are the bodybuilders, and during recovery from the chronic illness or acute illness. These are the conditions of positive nitrogen balance. So, what are the negative nitrogen balance and what is negative nitrogen balance? This will be the opposite of positive nitrogen balance obviously. When nitrogen output exceeds nitrogen intake, then it is called negative nitrogen balance. So, what are the situations or what are the conditions of negative nitrogen balance? Post-surgical conditions, acute illness, patients with advanced cancer or advanced systemic diseases, various types of malnutrition condition, Kwashiorkor or wasting disease, Cushing syndrome, during physiological stress, trauma, burns. When we are in the stress conditions or when we are in the depressed mood, anxiety mood, then we are in the negative nitrogen balance state. So, what are the importance of nitrogen balance? First importance, it reflects the nature of protein utilization in the body to some extent an index of physical health. It helps for planning diet. When we are going to plan various types of diet for growing infant, for pregnant women, for systemic diseases, we have to know the nitrogen balance there. It reflects an index of protein requirement of the body. It measures to some extent of endogenous protein metabolism in the body. Now, most important topic another, glycemic index. Glycemic index basically depends upon the glucose concentration and the blood glucose level in the body. So, what is glycemic index? Foods who have high glycemic index, it can raise the blood glucose concentration more rapidly, and that will be very harmful for our body because it creates several types of strenuous pressure to insulin. So, secretes large amount of insulin pancreatic beta cells, and it will be harmful, that is responsible for developing insulin resistance in developing condition. So, glycemic index indicates how rapidly blood glucose level rises after eating a food. So, there are different kinds of food that have low glycemic index and high glycemic index, but we have to avoid high glycemic index food because it can create several types of health condition, because it creates pressure to pancreatic beta cells and causes insulin resistance. Glucose, galactose, maltose, lactose, fructose and sucrose have high glycemic index, means it can easily raise the blood glucose concentration. 5 foods with low glycemic index: yogurt, broccoli, lettuce, mushrooms, whole grains. These 5 types of food really are low glycemic index food. Foods of low glycemic index are considered to be more beneficial for our health since they cause less fluctuation in insulin secretion to safeguard pancreatic beta cell activity and create a sense of satiety that helps to limit calorie intake. So, what are the glycemic index level? High glycemic index food, when glycemic index will be 70 or above, that is high glycemic index food. Medium glycemic index food range 56 to 69 and low glycemic index food range 55, and under 50 or 55 belongs to the low glycemic index food. Banana, white corn, peanut, apple, sweet potato, tomato, green tea belongs to the low glycemic index foods category. That's all for today, and this is the final chapter of this topic, nutrition and importance of food. Till then, we will discuss future another new topic and a new session. Till then, stay happy, healthy.